So, supposedly, anime girls are problematic VTubers? Or at least, in this one person's opinion. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Haven't seen too much of their content. I accidentally watched the first minute of the video without sharing audio to the stream. But aside from that, not too much. And I'm curious what they have to say.
Why I am not an anime girl anymore. I used to look like this. So kawaii. And now I look like this. A little bit unsettling.
A little different.
Why I was an anime girl for a year-ish, a little bit more. To pull back the curtain, which is, the whole point of this video, when I first designed my VTuber persona, I wanted the look to integrate as seamlessly as possible into groups like Hololive and Nijisanji and such. I wanted the appearance to look as pretty standard to the best of my abilities. This was for two reasons. Number one, I had been watching a lot of Hololive girls and I wanted to emulate them. Also, because I hadn't drawn anything anime related for about 7 years or even more, so I wasn't good at anime art style. I still am not. It does not come naturally to me at all, in the slightest. Nope. Number two, I wanted
She's still a better artist than me, just saying.
the impression to be, oh, she looks like a normal VTuber, but once you watch my content, you discover, oh, she doesn't act that much like a normal VTuber. I don't know why this was my thought process. I just was role-playing being a corpo, I guess. Beyond that, there's of course
Well, I mean, that's kind of what happens as you get into starting up making content of your own. You emulate the people that you see being successful because honestly, you want that success as well. Oh, I just noticed Hassan up there in the corner. Hog. And you want that success for yourself. So what do? You emulate the success you see. It's pretty standard, and there's nothing wrong with that. As you keep doing that, you just keep focusing on how you can make your own content stand out, and there you go. Like, I've taken inspiration from quite a few other bigger VTubers, non-VTubers. I like to call them flesh tubers. But I've still carved my own path, so to speak, within the kind of content that I like to make. It's kind of even human nature. Yeah, that's how corpo VTubers got started. In some cases, like Hololive and Nijisanji, they are scouted talent to play a specific VTuber. In like indie cases, it's a VTuber that represents the persona of the talent streaming. If you get my meaning. They set the trend? Yeah, they do set the trends because they're the biggest. They're the one everybody sees when they just look for search VTubers on Google. You're going to see the corpos because they're the biggest ones. They've got a lot of money backing them, and that makes them it makes it a lot easier for them to reach out to bigger audiences. And, a lot of them are genuinely great streamers. They're fun to watch. They're great to listen to. They got pretty great personalities. There's a reason that they remain as big as they are. And it's not just money.
there's absolutely nothing wrong with being an anime girl. I like the anime design I made, but at this point, I feel like I need a change. Why don't I want to be an anime girl anymore? There's a couple of reasons, and I will walk you through them right now. Number one, anime has never been my art style, and it does not come easy to me. And it's not what I want to be drawing either, so changing up the art style makes literally everything a bit easier. And some things a lot easier, like a whole lot actually. Also, additionally, didn't write that down, but I do want to add it. I don't even really watch anime right now. I haven't watched anime in a very long time. Anime is cool and stuff, like of course, there's a lot of cool shows, but I don't watch it, so it's kind of false advertisement
Lucky Star was so fucking funny.
in a sense. Number two,
And yeah, I totally get her point that she wants to branch out into her own style. She wants to be recognized for her own original art style. And honestly, I can't think of too many artists that, or even VTubers that take this kind of um art direction. And I respect her for that.
VTubing for me is all about being able to express yourself to the highest degree. And I think the new design is more me, less cute, more odd, less normal, more unsettlingly unique, or something like that. At least that was the plan. Lastly, number three, this point is a little more contentious, but I think certain parts of the anime community online are an absolute cesspool. This may be more or less true for every major online community, but I've never noticed it this intensely anywhere else.
I would like to say that, yeah, there is a problem within the VTuber community specifically where what we had mentioned previously, the everybody is or most people are emulating the big corpo VTubers, and a lot of them can't really talk about the toxicity of the community. They can't really speak out against it because like or yeah, some can't because of contractual obligations, and some can't because, well, they just don't know. Others, they might know and don't want to engage with the drama, and you can't force them to do that, but that leaves the door open for all the kinds of content that was shown previously, where it's showcasing the shittiest parts of the community. That's like a lot of the content that comes out about VTubers if it's not specifically about their goofy gaming streams. It's like the community just wants to argue, and there's a lot of commentators that just want to perpetuate that arguing. Some of them making money from it too, and that gets gray. Obviously, I'm going to be perpetuating some parts of it. I can't deny that. I'm not making money now, but I hopefully will be making money in the future over it. So I can't really give people shit over making money over content. It's just, do they really feel comfortable with spreading that kind of anger and making the money over it? Some of them, I guess so. I would just be concerned with the impact of my community and rhetoric. My first experience with VTubing was that a third of them are political commentators. How do you mean? You mean like Rev Says Desu and VTuber Cringe? Because, like, if there are a lot more political commentators, or like, if they talk about IRL politics, I do know of some of them, but I would like to see more of, let's see, critical thinking. Oh, you mean like Sirs? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. What I particularly want is more progressive thinking regarding or more progressive commentary regarding the VTuber community. I like the content Cirrus does. I think there should be more channels like me, honestly, that talk about the the bad shit of the VTuber community that and bring it to a critical eye. At least that's what I try to do. I don't always succeed. Lord knows I'm demon.
When making the initial anime design, I was not tuned into the discourse at all, and basically, I kind of want to dissociate from that a little, you know?
Valid.
What am I now? Good question. The mask off theme also marks a content shift. I'll be talking about that more in detail, but basically, I want to focus more on making content that I think is meaningful, while providing the usual gaming, vapid, fun content on the side, in quotation marks. Ideally, that doesn't diminish the hours of content that you get at all. It's basically just I want to produce more video content and all of that, but you wouldn't really notice that much of a difference. We'll see how it goes, but that's the plan anyway. I want to be as close to fully mask off as possible. I never played a role to begin with, unlike some streamers, other VTubers like to do, so basically I just want to amp up what I already do. That, plus talking more about controversial, in big quotation marks, subject matter, so people might finally get where I stand, cause I always think I make myself very clear, but people keep proving me that assumption is absolutely wrong. Topics I want to discuss more include, but are not limited to, politics, yay, our fave, psychology, especially in regard to my cluster B personality disorders, that also ties into the mask off theme pretty well, as well as movies and art and books and literature. That's books again, all of that stuff that like really interests me. I mean, I've always done that, but I just want to put the focus there now. So if you like the kind of odd, kind of strange vibes, I'll be taking the best aspects of VTuber culture and bringing them along into this new era of me that hopefully will leave behind the worst parts of VTuber culture. That's the plan, at least. I hope you tag along. At least try it out. Dip your toes in a little bit. See how it feels. And if you don't vibe with it, bye. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. For the rest of you though, Auf Wiedersehen. I'll see you again in the next stream. Bye!
So that definitely took a different direction than I expected it to. She does clickbait well. I thought anime girls were going to be problematic, but no, it's the VTuber community that's problematic and the perception of the outsiders that people have of us. Yeah, I want to see more of her content. Their content. I don't actually know their pronouns. But I know I probably agree with them on a lot of positions regarding capitalism. I imagine that a penchant for political talk arises from the apparent intersection with LGBT and neurodivergent communities in the VTuber community, where the politics chooses them rather than vice versa. Yeah, there's also a big part of that. A lot of the since a lot of corpo VTubers are unable to talk about like any IRL politics, that a lot of the commentators will just say, or a lot of not just commentators saying that if you talk politics, you're not going to get anywhere with your career, but it's fine if you do. And then there's a lot of people that, as they emulate or try to emulate the bigger corpo VTubers, they just end up not talking politics because they don't see the bigger VTubers talk about it at all. And to be fair, a lot of people are also not interested in actually talking about politics. You can't really get people to listen by bringing up Capital by Karl Marx. You have to talk about the ideas of it, talk about what appeals to you from those types of, or from those ideologies you want to talk about. It's like I want to push more progressive thinking within the VTuber community. I personally am. I like my model. To be fair, I like being a. You don't need to apologize, Pink. Don't worry about it. basically I picked my VTuber before joining the community because, like, I find it is an actual representation of my personality in a sense. I am a pretty big flirt. I sleep with a fair amount of people given the chance. But on the other hand, I also like talking about politics. I like talking about drama. I'm actually one of the few people that kind of enjoys it. But I know there's a lot of people that hate it. They don't want to engage with it. So, how do we deal with people not wanting to engage with drama? I don't know. My answer is give them a lightning rod for something to send that drama to, and that gives a constructive outlet, or at least attempts to search for some kind of reasonable solution to the problem. When it comes to drama, so many goddamn people will just point fingers and get mad. They won't grow the fuck up and talk shit out. Most people won't, anyways.